Going to sit up nice and tall. Take a moment, take a deep breath in and just release it through an open mouth. Nice long sigh and take another one. All right, settle in. I understand we have one or two new people today. Welcome, welcome to class. Good to have you. And it's good to see everyone back who've been coming for quite a long while. Good to have all of you. If you're new to yoga, this is a gentle practice and you are not required to do every single pose. So if there's a pose that is challenging or difficult, or if you just feel tired on a particular day, then modify the pose or eliminate it entirely. You can sit back and breathe through one or two or however many poses. So just remember to take good care of yourself, honor your body, don't push beyond your limits. This is not pushing to the limit and, you know, no pain, no gain. That is not what yoga is about. So just do what works for you. And if we are going to do a little bit of standing today, if that does not work for you, remain seated and just do the arm movements. Okay, so with that, let's get started with some breathing. Sit up nice and tall so that your spine is straight. Soften your shoulders. Let tension go from your body. Just take a moment to notice if you're feeling really uptight and your shoulders are pinched up, or your face is pinched up, or your back is tight. Just release that tension. Let it go. And just bring softness into those areas. And then let's begin with some yogi breaths. Place one hand on your abdomen just above the navel. This is your hara point. And then place your other hand on your upper chest. Breathe into your lower hand. Expand your belly outward like a balloon inflating, and then take nice deep breath through your nose. Bring that breath on up through the ribs and into the chest. And then slowly release the breath. Slowly exhale through the nose, breathing in and out through the nose. Slow, deep breaths into the belly. Bring it up through to the ribs and into the chest. And exhale fully from the chest, ribs, belly. And keep going. Nice deep inhales and exhales. Bring your thoughts into the practice. Remember, yoga is a mindful practice. So bring your thoughts inward, focusing on your breath. As you inhale, imagine that air traveling from your belly up through the diaphragm, rib cage area and into your chest. And then traveling back out the same way, chest, ribs, belly. Nice inhales and exhales. Do a couple more. And then release this breath. Bring your hands onto your thighs, palms up, facing up. Just breathe naturally now. Some nice natural breaths. Notice the difference in terms of how you feel now and how you felt just a moment ago. And as you're continuing to breathe naturally, you might want to gently float your eyes closed. And I'm just going to read a little bit of yoga wisdom. The new year is a time for reflection, contemplation, and renewal. As we look to set intentions and create positive shifts in our life, the practice of yoga can be a great way to support this journey. Yoga helps to cultivate inner strength, emotional balance, mental clarity, and deep peace, all of which are essential for well-being and personal growth. Our practice today is tailored to start 2024 off on the right foot by incorporating yoga poses which encourage commitment to positive actions that bring about change in our life and create a sense of hope and optimism for the future. And open your eyes. Sitting up nice and tall, make sure that your ankles are placed so that they're right directly beneath your knees and your feet are hip width apart. Nice straight spine, bring your shoulders up and back. And let's do a sun salutation. Inhale, reaching up, bring your hands together, separate your hands, palms outward, and float the hands down. Sun salutations are a way of greeting the sun and greeting the day. Inhale, reaching up, up toward the sun. Bring your hands apart and float the hands down. And now we're going to incorporate a twist. So inhale, reaching up, and now bring your left hand to the back of the chair, right hand to your outer thigh, and twist, looking over your left shoulder. And keep breathing. Do not hold your breath. And again, if you're new to yoga, do not hold your breath during any of the poses unless you're instructed to do so. Keep breathing in and out. See if you can twist just a little further. And with your next exhale, turn your head forward and then bring your body around. And now just rotate your shoulders. Bring your hands out. We'll go to the other side. Inhale, reaching up. Now bring your right hand to the back of the chair. Left hand to your outer thigh. Sit up straight. Twist, looking over your shoulder. Remembering that our poses today are specially selected to create hope, optimism, and help us to make changes and set intentions for what we want to do with our life. With your next exhale, bring your head forward and bring your body around. And now shimmy your shoulders backwards and forwards. A resolution, I never make New Year's resolutions anymore because they only lasted a few days, a few weeks at the very most. A resolution is different from an intention. In yoga, we talk about setting intentions. A resolution, and I looked this up so I'd have it right, is a firm decision to either do or not do something. Firm decision, that's a resolution. An intention is an aim, a purpose, a plan. Might even be a wish, a dream, or a hope. So when we talk in yoga about setting intentions, which is what I encourage you to do at the beginning of every class, to set your intention for the class, or a teacher will give you an intention to work toward. I encourage you to take some time to reflect, even after today's class. Take a few minutes and reflect on one or two intentions that you want to set for yourself. Okay, sit up nice and tall and bring your hands, palms down. Sit up straight and we'll do some pelvic circles. And this is a small rotation, rotating just the pelvic area. And keep breathing. Your shoulders should not really be moving. They should not be moving like this with you. They should be straight, and it should be only your midsection that is moving. So keep the rest, small movements, as little as possible. At some point, go the opposite direction. And if you want, at any time, be sure to use crow breath. Crow breath, take a breath in through the nose and exhale through the beak of your mouth, as if you were exhaling through a straw. So, might even make a little whistling sound, and that's okay. And release, sitting up nice and tall. And your hands are in the proper position now for cat-cow. So come forward into cow. Bring your shoulders back, looking up. Your spine is flexed, tailbone back. Now exhale back into cat. Exhaling back, shoulders come forward, round the spine. Inhale, coming forward into cow. Exhale, back into cat, round the spine. Inhale, forward into cow, flex your spine, tail goes back, and bring your tail down and round your spine in cat. Keep going. If you want to slow it down or speed it up, make it work for you. Inhaling and exhaling. Remember to modify any pose so that it works for you. Keep going on your own. Do a couple more and then come up to sitting. Finish the pose you're on and come up to sitting. Bring your hands down onto your thighs, and we're going to work a little bit on the neck and head and upper torso. So make sure your spine is nice and straight, nice and long. Bring your head up, looking up toward the ceiling where the wall and ceiling meet. Feel that stretch in the front of your neck. Bring your hands up and actually just give the sides in front of your neck a little bit of massage. Getting into those important glands and nerves that run through. Feels so good. And now release, bring your head forward, but just continue to rub the sides of your and back of your neck, getting a little bit of massage in there, loosening up those tight muscles. Cross the top of your shoulders and around your collarbones and your neck. Open and close your jaws. Crack, crack, crack. That feels good. Why don't we do that several times a day? We forget to do those things that really help. All right, letting go. Now bring your hands back down onto your thighs. And now turn your head, look down at the floor. And bring your hands around the back of your head, interlace the fingers, and just allow your hands to rest there at the back of your head and create a little more space in the vertebrae in the back of your neck. Keep breathing, don't hold your breath. And release. Bring your hands down, bring your head up. And now tilt your head to the side, to your left side, keeping your right shoulder down. Bring your right hand up and just rest it at the top of your shoulder to remind yourself to not let that shoulder ride up. Now, bring your other hand up over your head, find the top of your ear, and again, just let gravity create a little more space in the side of your neck. Don't yank or pull too hard on your neck. This is just a gentle opening. And breathe. And release. Bring your hands down. And let's go to the other side. Now float your right ear over your right shoulder. Bring your left hand up, place it on your left shoulder. And if you want to create the stretch in the side of your neck, bring your right hand up over your head and just create a little more space. Keep breathing. Nice breaths in and out. And release. Bring your hand up. All right. Shake it out. Shake out your hands, your arms, wrists. Good. Now, place your hands back on your thighs and bring your shoulders up. Squeeze tightly. And now rotate your head slowly. Very slowly. Don't want to do this fast. And if it makes you dizzy, then don't do this. And at some point, go the opposite direction. Keep breathing. your head back to neutral, squeeze tightly and release. Notice the nice little rush, kind of head rush in the back of your neck as the circulation really pumps up. All right, good. Now bring your hands to the sides of the seat of the chair or to the rung, either one, and raise your left arm up, stretch it up toward the ceiling, and now bring it back down. Bring the shoulder point down, and now bend to the side. Make sure your sitting bones stay firmly on the chair. They should not lift up at all. This is a side bend, opening the side body. And breathe. Nice breaths here. Feel that stretch. Ribs separating, opening, giving the lungs more space. And release. Come up and bring that arm down. We'll go to the other side. Now holding the left hand, raise the right arm, stretch it up, and now bring the shoulder point down and stretch over to the side. And breathe. Looks very nice. You can see a few of you on camera and 2 people here. Keep breathing. And bring that arm up and release. If you haven't been doing very much yoga over the holidays, you might be feeling a little more tight, but don't worry, we'll get back in the routine. It'll come back. Get more limber again. All right. Bring your feet out up to a 45-degree angle. Sit up nice and tall. Going to do a twist first and triangle. So bring your right hand to the inside, the back of your hand to the inside of your right knee. And just gently slide your arm down only as far as comfortable for you. And then raise your left arm up. Again, if you want to keep it right at your knee, just raise your arm. Do what works for you. And breathe. Nice deep breaths in and out. Hold it for just a moment longer. And release. Bring your arm down and now slide your other hand up. All right, and just work your shoulders a little and maybe back and forward. And let's go to the other side. Now bring your left hand, the back of your left hand to the inner part of your left knee. And as that slides down, raise your right arm up and breathe. If it works for you to bring one arm down, but you're having shoulder issues and you can't raise your arm, then keep that arm lowered or even bring it behind your back. Modify to make it work for you. And breathe. And release. Bring that arm down and come up. Right. Good. Now keeping your feet out right where they are, going to do a forward fold with the sun salutation. Inhale, reaching up and forward fold. Again, going only as far as is comfortable for you. You can come all the way to the floor, or if you have a block, you can use a block and place your hands on the block. Whatever works. Blocks are good for so many reasons. This is a good way to use a block. And breathe. Now walk your hands over to your right foot. Again, if you have a block, you can place it right in front of your foot or beside your foot. Walk your hands back to the middle and over to the left. And bringing your hands back to the center, hold it here. Bring your hands to your ankles and slide up to sitting. All right, want to do, think just 4 standing poses. If standing does not work for you today, please remain seated. Don't feel you have to stand. You can stand and use the chair for, or remain seated and do the arm movements. So if you're going to stand, bring your feet in and come to standing. All right. Bringing your chair, let me see. I have to be careful that I don't get out of the camera range here. Okay. Bring the chair to the top of your mat. Standing behind the chair, the first thing we're going to do is downward facing dog. So step back quite a long distance. I think I will be out of camera, so I'm going to maybe not step back as far as I would. And bring your hands to the chair, the seat of the chair, and press your seat back as if you were pressing back against the wall behind you. Lower your head so that it's between your arms, but if that makes you dizzy, keep your head up and look forward. Or come up and don't do this at all. Remember to honor your body. This is your practice. Make it work for you. And keep breathing. And now pedal your feet. Lift one heel up. And as you bring that heel down, lift the other one up and just keep going back and forth. As if you were walking in place. And bring your feet flat on the floor. Raise your head and come up. Great. And we're going to do a version of bird dog. So as you're standing behind your chair, and I'm afraid I'm going to be kind of out of focus here. As you're standing behind your chair, come down and raise one leg behind you, keeping that leg straight out. And if you feel steady enough, bring your opposite arm forward. And breathe. Flex or point your toes. You can flex or point your toes, whichever you choose. I like to point mine on this. I don't think you can see my toes. And bring your arm down, and now bring your foot down and come back up. And just walk it out. And let's go to the other side. Raising your other leg straight out behind you. If you feel steady, bring your other arm out. Opposite arm. And breathe. Take some nice breaths here. Hold it. And release. Bring your arm back to the chair. Bring your leg down. And step it out. Ooh. Everybody's sort of moving around. That's a good idea. Let's do a little bit of movement. And you could do this in the chair. Just kind of swing your arms. Shake out your legs. And your arms. All right, good. Going back to the chair, we're just going to do two more poses. The first one is mountain pose to help us really ground and connect. Connect to the earth. It's very grounding, but it also helps us to raise up like a mountain to the sky. All right. Stand with your feet hip width, shoulder width apart. So they're just a little further. Make sure your feet are flat on the floor. You can do this in the chair, feet flat on the floor, toes pointed forward. And now ground yourself so that you're grounded on all four corners of your feet. The heels, both sides, and under your front big toe and little toe. So that, and kind of scrunch up so that you can feel your arches lifting. Now, bring your shoulders up and back and allow your shoulder blades to just slide down your back. Just drop your arms so that your hands pointed forward. Take some breaths in and out. This is mountain pose. Perfect alignment. Hold your head so that your chin is parallel to the floor, not up, not down. And notice really wonderful this pose feels. Strong, rounded, stable, strong foundation. And yet, crown of your head is lifting up, up, up to the sky. You're a conduit of energy. This is called the king pose of yoga, mountain pose. Take a moment and just be silent. And release, and now we're going to go right into tree pose. So if you're standing next to a wall, you can use a wall for support or use your chair for support. And whichever leg is next to the chair, use that for your foundation. Your foot is still in mountain pose, so feeling very connected. Now bring your other foot out, slide it in and balance on the toes of that foot, and the heel is resting against your standing leg. Now bring your hand to your hips. Bring your hips so that they're facing forward, shoulders back, chin parallel, and find a gazing point to look at. Fix your gaze on an unmoving object. This is tree pose. If you feel balanced and strong, bring your arms up. I don't know if you can see the top of mine, but they're pointed upward. My hands are in prayer pose upward. And breathe. Nice deep breaths. Keep your gaze fixed on that unmoving object. That will help you keep your balance. With your next exhale, bring your hands down to heart center and release. Grasping the chair, bring your knee forward and step down. Step it out. And let's go to the other side. Just move the chair or step around it. All right. So the leg toward the chair. Again, get your foot grounded, then bring your other foot in, balance it against the standing leg. Hips forward, shoulders down and back. And this time, let's bring our hands to prayer pose. Let's hold them here for a moment. And keep one hand on the chair for balance if you need that. If you want, release your hands and bring them out to goalpost arms. Or raise them overhead. Just let your branches open up. You can adopt any of the arm poses that suits you. Breathe. Release. Bring your hands back to prayer pose and release. Bring that knee forward, step down, step it out. Move the chair back into position. Coming around the front of the chair. Feel the back of your chair against the back of your knees. I should say the front of the chair against the back of your knees. Inhale, reaching up, and exhale, be seated. Let's just take a moment, bring both feet out, straight out in front of you, and rotate your ankles both directions. Bring your feet down, sit toward the front of your chair, and grasp the seat or the rungs of the chair, and bring one leg straight out. So the leg is straight, the other knee is bent at a 45-degree angle. And the foot that is straight, bring the foot back toward the toes towards you so that you feel a stretch in the hamstring. And if your hands are toward the front of the seat, you can come forward until you feel that stretch in the back of your leg. And breathe. And release, coming up slowly. All right, release that leg and bring the other leg out. Heel on the floor. Bring the toes back towards you. Sit up nice and tall and come forward, stretching out hamstring and the muscles all the way down your leg. And release, come up slowly and just do a few toe taps. Sit back in your chair. Time for relaxation. Time goes so quickly. I want to be able to have time for a little body scan, and then I'm going to read a poem to you. It's called New Year's Reflection. So let's go into, make yourself comfortable. Sit back, cover yourself with a blanket or sweater if you wish, and just let go. Allow yourself to become very comfortable. Just letting go. Take in a breath and release through an open mouth. And now, as you're beginning to soften and let go, as I mention each body part, just bring your attention and awareness to that body part, but don't linger, just move along with my instructions. Scalp of your head. Relax the scalp. Forehead. Back of your head. Temples. Ears. Eyes and eyebrows. Nose. Cheeks. Mouth. Chin. Relax all the muscles in your face and your head. Bring your awareness to your shoulders, the collarbones. Soften your shoulders, throat, chest. Relax your upper arms, elbows, forearms and wrists. Relax your hands and fingers, letting all tension drain away. Soften your upper back, ribs, head back, chest, and heart space. Soften, letting go. Relax your abdomen, lower back, hips, your buttocks. Letting the muscles relax and the tension drain away. Soften, sink deeper into the surface beneath you. And relax your thighs, knees, lower legs, ankles, feet. Bring your awareness to the left side of your body, the left side. Now bring your awareness just to the right side of your body. And now bring your awareness to your whole body, softening, relaxing, letting go in your whole body. I'm going to read you a poem called A New Year's Reflection. In the twilight, I went walking as the snowflakes kissed my ear. A voice so softly whispered, "It's that special time of year." I spun around amazed, for there was no one else in sight. I realized you hear things when you're by yourself at night. Then again, I heard it, a voice so soft and low, and I opened up my heart, for it was floating on the snow. This year is almost over. The next will soon begin. Think of where you're going and think of where you've been. You take so little time to reflect upon your life. You let the best go by in the turmoil of the strife. For you're given many lessons to learn along the way, and if you do not learn them, you'll repeat them all one day. I thought then of the pain and doubt this year had brought for me. You don't learn from easy lessons. It's the hardest ones, you see. Then I stopped and all was quiet as my tears fell on the snow. I thanked God for the pain and for all I'd come to know. I looked up toward the starlight at its even, steady shine. It would be all right, I knew. The silent voice was mine. It's time for this practice to come to a close. Begin by taking in some deeper breaths. Move your fingers and your toes and gently start to reawaken, reconnect with the surface beneath you and the space that you're in. Take in a breath and release with a sigh. go. Go. Back to the present. Gently wiggle your fingers and toes. When you're ready, open your eyes. Open your eyes and connect to the present. Bring your hands out. Just bring your palms forward and stretch back. And stretch. Bring your hands to opposite shoulders. Inhale, reaching up. Sun salutation. Exhale, float the arms down. Shake out your hands. Bring your hands to heart center. I thank you all for being here. It's good to see so many of you back after the holidays. I hope that your Christmas was wonderful, and I hope your intentions for the coming year, I hope that you take time to reflect and set some intentions. And Marlene will be teaching next week, so come back next week and we'll all be here then. So the light and love in my heart recognizes the same in each of yours. Peace, home, namaste. All right. Hi. Welcome back. Turn on your microphones and cameras. I love to see your smiling faces.
Namaste, Bonnie.
Thank you.
That was a good way to start the year.
Yes.
This
is
barely on.
Thank you, Bonnie.
Thank you.
Thank you,
You're
Bonnie.
welcome.